Naomi just got put on blast by Jade Cargill at Elimination Chamber, and even though it appears that we got our big answer, new questions are still popping up. So let's get into everything that happened at Elimination Chamber, why it happened, and what other twists and turns can be on the way, because it doesn't look like all of reveals have been made quite yet. So all of the women make their way to the ring, including Bianca Belair, who is placed inside a pod. The starting two members of the match was set to be Naomi and Liv Morgan, but before the chamber door was locked shut, out came Jade Cargill to the ring. Jade steps inside the ring, and Liv can be seen yelling at Jade that it wasn't her. Jade does respond to Liv, saying that she knows it wasn't her. Jade then pounces on Naomi with an absolutely brutal attack. Bianca Belair is screaming and crying, just having no idea of what's happening. But is Bianca truly innocent? We'll touch on that in just a bit. But keeping the focus on Naomi, Jade Cargill continues to beat the life out of Naomi in every corner of the chamber. One indicator of just how insane this attack was on Naomi was Alexa Bliss. She is a character that has seen a lot of intense and twisted stuff in recent years. She's an evil character herself, but even Alexa had a look of being absolutely terrified on her face. Jade Cargill's attack was so brutal that Naomi was put on a stretcher and eliminated from the chamber instantly. So without even saying a word, Jade's actions did all the speaking. Her attack on Naomi is not a heel turn. It's Jade getting her lick back for what she believes happened to her back in November, with Naomi being behind the attack. Bianca Belair would go on to appear during the post-show for Elimination Chamber, and she lightly touched on the Jade Cargill and Naomi situation, even giving a few small revelations there during that quick interview. Bianca noted that she has no idea what's going on and has no idea what happened back in November. Bianca said that she was heartbroken and has to speak to the both of them to see what's going on. She said that she still needs a lot of answers. Bianca Belair also had a line that felt like she was throwing Naomi fully under the bus. Bianca admitted that Naomi was the one who strongly pushed her into the belief that Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez did the attack on Jade Cargill. So if that's true, that's a big reveal there, and it explains why Naomi was the driving force of blaming Liv and Raquel. It was just in order to cover her own tracks. So it seems like a pretty outright reveal that Naomi was behind the attack. But fans feel like this story is not done with reveals at all, and that there's another twist coming down the line. A lot of fans are still holding on to the idea that Naomi might have taken part in the attack, but that Naomi had help. She didn't act alone. This entire elaborated attack on Jade Cargill had to be with multiple attackers. That's what some fans are leaning towards. And if that's the case, then possibly Bianca Belair isn't as innocent and clueless as she's claiming to be right now. Is it possible that Naomi acted alone and took Jade Cargill out by herself? It sure is possible. But is it possible that Naomi potentially came to Bianca Belair with a proposal to dump Jade Cargill and have the both of them run together for a bit and have fun? That's possible as well. So that's why even with the big reveal being made at Elimination Chamber, some fans are still believing that this wasn't the full answer, just a small part of the much bigger puzzle. Another interesting part about Jade's return and beatdown of Naomi is that Jade Cargill never acknowledged Bianca Belair's existence. At no time did Jade Cargill ever look Bianca's way, gestured towards her, or anything at all. Jade Cargill acted as if Bianca Belair was not even in the room. So even that itself brings up some questions. Jade could have gone up to Bianca during the attack to briefly explain to Bianca that it was Naomi who attacked her, but she instead decided to leave Bianca crying and screaming like that, and it really makes you wonder why she did that. Even Jade's return was an elaborate plan itself. Jade decided to strike when Bianca was locked inside a pod and Naomi was locked inside the chamber. Just the perfect opportunity for Jade to pick Naomi apart one-on-one. Some people are buying this innocent and clueless act from Bianca Belair, while others are not buying it. And even with her remarks at the post-show, it really sounded like Bianca was secretly trying to clear her own name from any suspicions or connections. Bianca was very serious and intense about blaming Liv and Raquel over the last few weeks. She didn't entertain any other possibility, but now she's putting that blame on Naomi? That it was Naomi who pushed her into thinking it was Liv and Raquel. So is that the truth? Or is Bianca trying to remain clean and innocent from the entire thing now that Jade Cargill is back? There was another small detail that fans caught that still appears to keep hope alive for the theory that Bianca and Naomi both had a part in the attack. As Jade Cargill is walking over to Naomi, you can see Naomi take a quick glance back at Bianca Belair right before the first blow was delivered by Jade Cargill. A lot of fans are wondering what that little look back was all about. Was that act by Naomi a way of asking Bianca Belair for advice, since they both know that they did it together? So fans are still holding on to hope that Naomi is guilty but did not act alone, that Bianca Belair had to have a role to play in the entire scenario. Maybe she helped Naomi take out Jade, or maybe Bianca told Naomi where Jade would be that night and helped set Jade Cargill up. Bianca was Jade's tag team partner, so she probably knew everything about where Jade would be, what she would be doing, and she passed all that information over to Naomi for Naomi to pick the perfect time to unleash the attack. There's another theory that's still alive here as well, and that's the belief that Bianca Belair is the real mastermind here. Bianca Belair took out Jade Cargill, but perfectly framed Naomi for the attack, leaving behind evidence and clues that would falsely lead Jade Cargill into the belief that Naomi did it. Bianca could have done this because it basically gives Bianca everything she wants with no repercussions. By doing it like that, Bianca dumps Jade Cargill off, and when she eventually came back, Bianca knew she wouldn't have to deal with Jade because she'll come back only for Naomi, thinking it was her behind the attack. Now that's a big twist to the elimination reveal. That would be insane. So yes, the Elimination Chamber heavily implied that Naomi was behind the Jade Cargill attack, but fans just feel like there's one more twist left to go in this story, and that's either that Bianca helped Naomi or Bianca framed Naomi. Fans strongly feel like we're going to see one of those two twists in the coming weeks here. What also seems like a big clue that another reveal has to be on the way is Bianca Belair's WrestleMania match itself. Bianca Belair will be challenging for the Women's World title at WrestleMania, where her opponent will most likely be Rhea Ripley. Although this is a massive, amazing match on paper, there's one big issue. It's a babyface versus babyface matchup. This was also the same issue for John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. Everyone wondered how could they pull off a babyface versus babyface matchup there in that spot, and we now see how they took care of that with a big twisted heel turn for John Cena. So you kind of expect the same thing here. Rhea or Bianca is going to have to turn heel here in the coming weeks in order to make this a traditional babyface versus heel situation. Rhea turning heel doesn't really make sense considering that she turned babyface just last year. But Bianca Belair turning heel after several years of being a babyface and potentially having a twisted role in the Jade Cargill attack, that's the perfect scenario for her to turn heel. So that fact itself has a lot of fans believing that Bianca Belair's role in the attack is about to be exposed in the coming weeks so that she'll enter her match against Rhea Ripley as a clear-cut heel. A heel and twisted Bianca Belair going up against Rhea Ripley, willing to cheat, willing to do whatever dirty moves necessary to beat Rhea, is definitely a scary threat. Not to mention that Bianca Belair also has a perfectly intact WrestleMania undefeated streak with 4 wins and 0 losses. So could the heel Bianca Belair pick up the win, end Rhea's reign, and improve her WrestleMania undefeated streak? It really does make you wonder about what's going down here real soon, but assuming there is no twist and that it was just Naomi, that still makes sense. Jade Cargill and Naomi both appeared in the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble match, and it was Jade Cargill who eliminated Naomi on that night. Maybe that's something that Naomi never forgot. And then for the rest of that year, Jade Cargill stole Naomi's best friend, Bianca Belair, away from her and had all of that massive success with Bianca for the entire year, all while Naomi basically became the third wheel. So Naomi reached her breaking point, took Jade Cargill out of action, and literally took Jade's entire life, success, and spot in the company. So Naomi's motives check out, but we'll have to see what Bianca Belair's role was in all of this, because fans aren't buying her full innocence either.
But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.